So my question to you today is, how can you harmonize self-confidence and self-esteem? Do you know the difference? Are you in harmony with your self-confidence and self-esteem? Let me know in the comments below. Peace. Welcome back to MyCol Academy, where we master our code, nurture our growth, and find our way through life together. As you already know, my name is MyCol. I'll be your guide today. And in today's class, we're talking about the difference in self-esteem versus self-confidence. You ready? Let's get into it. Come on. So, first, the difference in self-esteem and self-confidence. Self-esteem and self-confidence are vital to personal growth and a fulfilling life. So let's discover how to cultivate a strong sense of self-worth through understanding the key differences between these two important aspects. You're seeing a lot on social media. So many people exhibit self-confidence. Yeah, that doesn't really show us the inner workings of self-esteem. And I felt like it was super important to talk about this because I myself used to get the two mixed up. I used to think they were one and the same. And it wasn't until I became, more mature and self-aware in my being that I realized, like, man, just because I may not feel my best on the outside doesn't mean I'm not my all on the inside. And the difference in between those two, they can come together and be harmonious, or they can live in their separate worlds. I don't have to allow my outer appearance or my outer world or my outer environment dictate how I feel about myself on the inside. And when I started to come to this realization, I started to have more portals and access to peace that weren't always tied to, how much money was in my bank account, or what type of clothes I had, or the condition of my car, or, the status of relationships and XYZ. It was like, how do I feel about myself? How am I being within myself? Can I sit with myself without needing my phone, without needing this, without needing that, without needing this, and just being okay within my own space? And the more I come to this, the more I find myself needing less and being able to attract more. So that's why I feel like this topic is so important today, because self-esteem is the cornerstone for that self-confidence. And when you got both, come on, let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Understanding the essence. So my creative definition, because I like to put my own spin on things, I will be honest. You can look it up for yourself. You're here at MyCol Academy. We're all about relearning and reworking and redefining our language to redesign our lives. So the creative definition: self-confidence is the belief in your own abilities and worthiness, leading to a positive and empowered approach to life. It's a trust in your inner strength and judgment, allowing you to face challenges with courage and resilience. Allowing you to face challenges with courage and resilience. It don't mean it's going to be easy. Yet you're willing to push through with courage and resilience of getting it done no matter what. I saw this scroll on TikTok where it said, it ain't got to be perfect. It just got to get done. You know what I'm saying? So what are some signs of low self-confidence? 1, you're hesitant, doubting in your decision making. You're avoiding new challenges or experiences. You're excessively being self-critical and talking negative about yourself. Or you have a fear of failure and judgment from others that inhibits you from actually performing in whatever that practice and task is. And if you go back a few classes ago, we talked about the difference in self-esteem and self-confidence being self-confidence can be stripped, but self-esteem can only be given away. You know what I'm saying? Your self-esteem can only be given away. And I feel like in the midst of me doing this, even though I love it, even though I feel like I'm meant to be doing it, there was pieces of my self-esteem that I gave away. Respectfully so, because I'm becoming someone new. And sometimes I feel like you got to shed in order to share new growth. And the difference in between that is really that uncomfortable space that feels unfamiliar. And it's about redefining, redesigning, and reworking and reminding yourself who you are. That will never change. So as you change, you can continue to grow, being rooted in the core of who you are while allowing your character to be built on creatively through those experiences you have. And I pray this makes sense. Yeah, it's all in a nutshell. Basically, me coming back and doing these classes has been a challenge because my self-esteem has shifted based on who I am becoming. So therefore, my self-image and how I show up in the public world is reflective of how I see myself. And because how I see myself has shifted in a positive way, I felt like I needed to shift how I show up in public. And I thought it might be a different setup, XYZ. And it's really, I really want to strip back the layers of I want you all to get to know me on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like as teachers, we learn better when we feel like we know our guide and we know our teacher. And I'm willing to be the example. I'm not perfect, yet I'm getting to it. So let's get back into it. So what are some signs of high self-confidence? One is taking risk and pursuing goals with determination. Number two, expressing your opinions and your thoughts confidently. Number three, resilience and the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Bounce back from setbacks on the hydraulics on that, you know what I'm saying? And then the last is positive self-talk and acceptance of strengths and your weaknesses. When I say this, like it resonates and hits home when we're talking about taking risks. I'm taking a risk coming back to class. Just showing up and being myself, like breaking down all the masks, breaking down all the fears. Not to say that I was acting before, yet a part of me felt like if I don't feel supercharged and super high energy, then I shouldn't be doing class. And that's where I had to take a step back and realize me just showing up is a value. I don't always have to have high energy to bring high value. We getting into it. Okay. I don't always have to have high energy to provide high value. And this is what I'm realizing right now in the moment. And this is what I mean. Sometimes when you get out of your own way and you show up in the space to just serve and serve to the highest degree possible, usually as you're serving, you get served. As you're serving from whatever cup, whether it's empty, half full, overflowing, you serving when you're doing it in the most purposeful and intentional way possible, it serves your cup tenfold. So I wouldn't have been able to map out and take the notes on high value and high energy. That's something that didn't come to me until taking the risk of getting back in front of the classroom and teaching my students. And teaching myself along the way. So I can express my opinions and my thoughts confidently. And breaking down confidence in a way that sometimes confidence isn't about feeling strong. It talks about accepting your strengths and weaknesses. Confidence isn't always about your strength. Your confidence is at times about your vulnerability and what you're willing to do despite how you feel. What you're willing to do despite how you feel. Because a confidence is a practice. And the more, especially as men, as we can become more valuable in how we express our thoughts and our emotions, man, we can be more confident in the not knowing. Because a lot of times we're called to in our lives to protect, to provide, to pursue. And as we're doing these things, we don't always know the answer. I don't always know the answer. I really don't. Yet there are times when I can learn how to trust in my ability to just take that risk. Because the more I jump in, the more I learn as I'm in it. And sometimes you're not able to run the race. You're not able to learn how to run the race from the stands. You don't know what you would have done unless you go get in the game. You got to go play your game of life. It's not until you play your game of life It's not until we play our game of life where our life allows us access to the end zone. And that end zone is that space of triumph, of trophies, of trial and error. You might not always make it. It might not always feel good. You might get injured on the way there. Yet the key is that you did it. It ain't perfect, but it's done. And the moment it's done, then you can look back. You can look back and learn from the process to go back and do it better. Yet if it's all in your mind and you're still in this state over here, talk about that fearful, how can you ever get to that fearless? How can you ever learn from the journey? How can you ever find your true self and your highest potential and the goal that coach got for you? How can you find the goal that coach got for you if you in the stands, if you in the bleachers, if you still on the bus, the back of the bus at that? You got to get off the bus and get in the game. And it starts in practice. The game starts in practice, because how you practice is how you perform. And I can go so many ways in that, but we're going to keep going in the presentation because, I'll run off on a tangent and we'll be here 10 more minutes. You heard? Self-confidence and building a solid foundation. Stable ground. Self-confidence is built on a foundation of self-awareness and self-acceptance. When you know your strengths and weaknesses, you can make informed decisions and navigate challenges with greater ease. Let me read that last one again. When you know your strengths and weaknesses, you can make informed decisions and navigate challenges with greater ease. I'm going to keep reading and come back. Passion, purpose, and conviction. Living a life aligned with your values and passions fuels your self-confidence. Living a life aligned with your values and passions fuels your self-confidence. See, when you believe in what you stand for and act accordingly, you radiate an authenticity that inspires trust and admiration. That's good. That's good. So let's take a step back on the stable ground, the foundation. You all know I love plants. I love nature. I love the analogy of the garden, and the soil is our foundation. And at times we see foundations as cement and heavy metal or heavy rock. Yet at times we need our foundation to be malleable, still sturdy, yet malleable, with pockets of air, pockets of water, room for life to flow. Because when we're too constrict in our foundation, we don't allow any new experience to help us make informed decisions. Because by making informed decisions, we can start to navigate our lives with greater ease. Because when you first came out the womb, you didn't know everything. You didn't know your math. You didn't know them taxes. You didn't know your lady. You didn't know yourself. You didn't know what food to eat and what not to eat. There's a lot of things that we have to learn along our journey. Yet if we go through life saying, nah, man, like I already know everything. I know everything about me. I know everything I need. I know everything I want. You can't teach me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I don't even want to hear you talk. Nah, I'ma just talk. I'ma do all the talking and y'all gonna listen to me. No. Having that perspective leaves us in the dark. Having that perspective leaves us lost. Having that perspective leaves us alone. And the moment we can open up ourselves to put nutrients in our foundation is the moment we can allow those new seeds to grow. And the moment that we allow those new seeds to grow, then we can have a more fruitful life. And the more fruitful our life, the more we have to share, the more we have to bear, and the more we have the ability to care. A lot of times we talk about self-confidence as if it's about me. No, self-confidence is really about others, because it's about how others see you. It's about how others perceive you. It's about your reputation in other people's mouths. You're just a living testimony of it, but your self-confidence is really carried with others. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying it's defined by others, yet their definitions and their design of it in their minds is how they would treat you. It's how they would talk to you. It's how they would talk about you, whether that's positive, negative, or neutral. So how you show up in your self-confidence is really how you show up in the world. And how you show up in the world is how the world shows up for you. So it's not about me. It's really about we. And the more that I can be sturdy and malleable and bendable and learn and soak up new knowledge in my foundation, the more I can allow other people's perspectives, not necessarily to persuade, to provide a new perspective, to provide new information, to provide remembered knowledge. The more I can allow myself to be strong in my walk, and I'm consistent and I'm sturdy and I'm diligent and I'm resilient, then there's a level of admiration and respect because they see that you are going to get it done, whether it's perfect or not. And when I say this, I'm really talking to myself because at times it don't always look good. It ain't always pretty. It ain't always easy. Yet ease can come with peace. And when you mix that peace and ease, then that reciprocity flows. So let's keep on going. How others view you. Come on, man. Come on, man. Self-confidence. Your actions and possessions. Your actions and possessions can contribute to how others view you. Confidence is often associated with taking initiative, pursuing goals, and demonstrating competence. And demonstrating competence. Then we have perception. How others perceive you can significantly impact your self-confidence. See, confidence is often judged based on outward behavior, achievements, and possessions. So just like we just talked about, a lot of confidence is what other people see and what other people feel about what you have. Do you have the competence to get it done? It might not be perfect, yet do you have the ability to get it done? Because we can learn how to do it well together. We can learn how to do it well together, yet are you willing to take the initiative to start? Most people in life want to see you start. It's up for you. It's up to you. And it's up to us to see it finish and see it done. So we can see ourselves in the process and learn from the practice. It's essential for a man to be in his practice. It's essential for a woman to be in her practice. Yet specifically a man. I was talking with my lady we were on a walk the other day, and I was sharing with her, like, I need some type of competition. Cause with competition, it just gives me a certain drive of just, I don't even always know how to explain it. And when I say that in the most honorable way possible. Not that I want to tear somebody down. I want to build myself up. And sometimes as a man, I want to measure to that iron sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? It just allows me it's just that adrenaline boost to get to it. And she was like, you are your own competition. And she's right. She's absolutely right. And we had a further conversation breaking it down. And I shared with her, women are internally driven. Because of the womb, you have everything you need in you to blossom. Yet as a man, we represent the pollinators. So we got to go get it to see that life flow. Women are the womb. They receive. Men are the pollinators. We send and give and seed. They receive and we seed. They receive and we seed. They receive and we seed. So I was sharing with her, I need to go seed, baby. I need to go seed so I can see me. Because the more I seed, the more I see. And the more I sieve, the greater my capacity to receive. Because the more I learn, the more I earn. And the more I learn and the more I earn, the more I feel I deserve. Because I learned it. I earned it. So it's building up that confidence in me to allow myself to be able to receive the energy that I've been seeding. That might not make sense. I pray it does. If you want me to go more and deeper into this, please let me know, and we can potentially talk about this more in study hall. Yet it's something that is still present with me today, you know? The seed and receive process is as ancient as time, yet how it shows up in our lives usually is dependent on how we see ourselves in our mind. Because I have the masculine and feminine energy in me, and we'll talk about this another day, yet I have the ability to seed and receive within myself. I have the ability to seed and receive outside of myself. And just how it's in me and out me is also how we interact together in the world. So yeah, let's keep it moving forward. Now let's get into self-esteem. Unlocking your inner worth. We get into the insides now. The creative definition. Self-esteem is a deep-seated belief in your inner worth and value, independent of external factors. Self-esteem is the deep-seated belief in your inner worth and value, independent of external factors. So what are some signs of low self-esteem? They can manifest as self-doubt, excessive criticism, and the tendency to put yourself down, which is similar to the self-confidence. They go hand in hand because the self-confident aspect of putting yourself down could be, man, look at your hair. It's nappy. Man, look at your eyes. What? Look at them goofy goggles. What? Look at your shirt. What? This background. What? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, putting yourself down internally could be like, man, you ain't worth it. You can't do it. Why you even showing up? They don't like you anyway. What is you talking about? If you don't get your big, let me teach somebody here that. And you can tell I don't be joning, boy. You can tell I don't be joning. It's an aspect of the signs of low confidence is about the exterior. The signs of low self-esteem is about the interior. So even if you look at a house, for example, signs of low confidence in the house could be your roof falling apart. You know what I'm saying? It could be your gutters clogged up. It could be your windows dirty. It could be all of that. Signs of low self-esteem could be dust in the corners, dust on the vent. It could be trash and food on the floors. It could be it's clutter and just things everywhere. It's a mixture of the outside is what the world sees. The inside is what you feel. How you feel about yourself. Is it high or low? How you feel about yourself? Because the world gonna see you and the world gonna judge the outside every day, whether you want them to or not, whether you show up in your best and your high self-confidence wise or not. Your self-esteem. That's you and you. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Your self-esteem, my self-esteem is about me and me. It's me versus me and my self-esteem. And the higher my vibration and my self-esteem, the higher my outcome and my self-confidence. Because you can wear whatever you want, but when you got high self-esteem, it starts to bridge to that self-confidence, and we'll get into that soon. What are some signs of high self-esteem? High self-esteem is characterized by self-acceptance, resilience, and a belief in your ability to achieve regardless of the outcome. Self-acceptance, resilience, and a belief in your ability to achieve. A belief in your ability to achieve regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome. What does that mean? That means it don't matter whether you win, lose, or draw. You know who you are. Having a high self-esteem means it don't matter if you win, lose, or draw, because you know who you are. Regardless of the likes, regardless of the shares, regardless of the comments, regardless of the money, regardless of the cars, regardless of the jewelry, regardless of the men, regardless of the women, regardless of your parents, regardless of your kids, regardless of your brothers, regardless of your sister, regardless of your friends, regardless of anything in life outside of yourself. It's me and me. It's you and you. Your self-esteem is about you. My self-esteem is about me. I rise and I rest with me every day. You rise and you rest with you every day. And that's a sacred space that you got to protect because it's all inside of you and nobody can touch it outside of you. Nobody can touch your self-esteem outside of you. That's why we talked about in Fearful to Fearless. It can only be given away. There's a set of keys to that sacred space inside of you to your self-esteem. Nobody has access to the door, but you can give them the keys. And the moment you give them the keys, then they can unlock and twist and jingle the door all they want. And now you hearing those rumblings. And now you feel that energy. And if they happen to prop that mug open, because they don't even know what they're searching for. They just digging with the keys and trying to key you up and key in your car and da-da-da-da-da. Now you feel the effects of what you've given away. By giving away your keys to your self-esteem, you're allowing people to enter your house with their shoes on. And they got mud on their shoes. And they just stepped in some poop outside. And then not only was that, they was in the storm. And when they was in a storm, they got rain and snow and sleet all on their coat. And they just threw it on your brand new couch. On the interior. Don't let the outside muck up your world. Don't let the outside muck up your esteem. So keep your keys to yourself. That's how you see yourself. And how you see yourself will bleed into your self-confidence. Let's get into it. I like to describe self-esteem as the air in your lungs and the water in your organs. See, nobody can touch the air in your lungs. They can touch your throat. You know what I'm saying? They get the air from what you speak. Yet the air in your lungs belongs to you. The water in your organs belongs to you. And those are the two vital keys of life that we need is to breathe and to hydrate. To breathe and to hydrate. To breathe. And to hydrate. This is your reminder to breathe and hydrate today. You're welcome. For real. Because I know at times we go through life and we're on edge and we out of balance and we out of whack and out of rhythm. And we working on other people's time, on other people's tasks. And the first task we do for ourselves every day is to breathe and hydrate. Breathe and hydrate. Breathe and hydrate. Let's get back into it. Self-esteem starts with acknowledging your inner worth. Your inner worth. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of acceptance. You are worthy of respect, regardless of your circumstances. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of acceptance. You are worthy of respect, regardless of your circumstances. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of acceptance. And you are worthy of respect, regardless of your circumstances. You hear me? For real. A lot of people not gonna tell you this. A lot of people not gonna show you this. Yet that's why you're here watching this video. That's why this video found you, to tell you that you are worthy. You are worthy of everything that you desire in your life that's in your highest good. That's in your highest good. Yet you're here in this space and this video found you because maybe you already in your highest good, or maybe you've been in your low self-esteem and your low self-confidence. So we got to get you back up. We got to raise your building blocks so you can know You can learn, you can earn, and know that you deserve because you are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. Water in your organs, nurturing your physical, emotional, mental well-being is vital. Treat yourself with kindness and prioritize self-care to cultivate a strong sense of self-worth. See, we getting back into that practice aspect. Practicing the physical, practicing the emotional, practicing the mental. That holy Trinity that leads to the spiritual. Your mental, emotional, and physical leads to your spiritual. And when you're holistically aligned, when you're holistically caring for yourself, then your worth raises. The vibration of your worth raises when you're caring for those aspects in practice. Because it's a daily thing. It's a daily exercise. Just as you breathe and hydrate, breathe and hydrate, breathe and hydrate. And the process of that, that's in the physical. You breathe and you hydrate. Yet it's also in the emotional. You breathe and you hydrate. Yet it's also in the mental. You breathe and hydrate. And this practice builds a rhythm, and that rhythm attracts the spiritual. And that spiritual component says, oh, okay. My little seed breathing and hydrating. Okay. Let me give a little sunshine. Let me give a little rain. Let me give some life for the ecosystem to move around in that soil. Boy, you get big on them. You get big on them. What you mean? For real, man. That air in your lungs and water in your organs is so powerful. When you take it from the physical to the emotional, to the mental, to the spiritual, while all of these are aligned, the financial has to flow. See, so many people want to chase money first. I get it. I ain't loaded yet. It's coming though. I bet you it's coming though. Yet I'm getting my physical. I'm getting my emotional. I'm getting my mental. I'm getting my spiritual together. Because I know what chasing the money feels like. I done it before. I don't want to chase no more. I want to attract. So in order for me to attract, I got to be aligned. Because when it flows, it's not going to stop. When it flows, it's not going to stop. And if I got blockages in my process, then how can I receive what I deserve, what I'm worthy of? If you got blockages in your physical, if you got blockages in your emotional, if you got blockages in your mental, if you got blockages in your spiritual, then how can the river of finances flow through your bayou? Flow through your bayou. You want it to be able to flow with ease. Because that's true wealth, where you don't have to work hard for your earnings because you are so high in your worth of yourself that you know you deserve. So when you earn, it comes with ease. That's what you want. And in order for it to come with ease, you got to be at peace. It don't mean some days and some nights might be stressful. Yet to maintain and be able to recalibrate in that state of peace is where the ease comes. And it's a practice. It's a practice. What people receive and who you are. Self-esteem is ultimately about your core being. It's the unwavering belief in your intrinsic worth, independent of external validation. Independent. Your intrinsic worth is independent. Your intrinsic worth is an unwavering belief. It don't move. It don't move. unwavering belief in your intrinsic worth, which means it was given to you before you were born. And it's independent of all external validation. So nobody can come and tell you congratulations. Nobody can come and tell you I'm proud of you. Nobody can come and tell you I'm disappointed. Nobody can come and tell you I'm upset with you. And it shifts how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself is something that's meant to be protected, and not in a cocky way. Yet when you do it in a way that is righteous, and it stands on your morals, values, and principles, then it can lead to your self-confidence, and you can move and you can be able to apologize without belittling yourself. And that's true power. A true leader has the ability to apologize without losing the ability of how you see and feel about yourself. Because the apology is really for them. Yet it's recognizing, oh, I might not be right in this situation. My intentions were this. My impact was this. I didn't mean to have that impact on you. So I apologize for the impact. I assure you my intentions were this. In the process, I'll learn. And in my learning, what happens? As you build that bridge of learning, you increase your capacity to earn. And by increasing your capacity to earn, it increases the connection of trust. And the more people can trust you, the more us for you. Because money, cars, clothes, all of that is an exchange. It's an exchange. You know how rich we would be if we could just pay ourselves? It'd be pretty lit. I ain't gonna lie. Yet we pay ourselves by exchanging with others. So you need others in order to be wealthy. You are wealth within yourself, yet your value, the value of your wealth is determined by your worth in the world. The value of your wealth is determined by your worth in the world. You can be wealthy all day within yourself. Yet if other people don't feel you're worthy, if other people don't feel you're valuable, then you'll only be able to source from within. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, yet it's a limit. And we want to be limitless. So to be limitless, we got to be whole. So although I am speaking to be you, unwavering, be you, undoubtedly, be you without distraction, also allow yourself to connect to others. Because by connecting to others, it can enhance the you that is unwavering. And it can add to the you that believes. And it can add to the you that is in faith. It's powerful. Let's get back to it. What people receive. Self-esteem is seen in the kindness, compassion, and generosity you share with others. Your positive energy creates a ripple effect, impacting the people around you in a meaningful way. Let's read that again. Self-esteem is seen in the kindness, compassion, and generosity you share with others. Your positive energy creates a ripple effect, impacting the people around you in a meaningful way. Come on, man. Need I say more? Need I say more? Let's close it on out. I feel like y'all got the message. If you resonating with this, drop a tree in the comments. So self-confidence, as a conclusion and reflection, is built through actions and habits which create behaviors. Our actions and habits create behaviors. So then our self-esteem is a deep-seated, you sitting in that mug of understanding your inner worth, of understanding your inner worth and overstanding your inner worth. And then what can we do with that? we can cultivate growth and continuously nurture both self-confidence and self-esteem for holistic well-being. So my question to you today is, how can you harmonize self-confidence and self-esteem? Do you know the difference? Are you in harmony with your self-confidence and self-esteem? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you all in your time. My name is MyCol. I've been your guide here today at MyCol Academy. And I'm so grateful that you chose to spend some time with me today to learn about the difference in self-esteem and self-confidence. Peace.